courage to step forward and accuse Bill Clinton of this outrageous behavior.
What did you think of the debate? Did you get a chance to watch some of it last week?
I did.
And what did you think of Hillary Clinton's response when Trump brought up or the email thing? She sure wanted to change the subject quickly, didn't she? Go to another question.
Well, yes. I mean, she took the most precious secrets that our country has and put them on a server that had less security on it than your Gmail account at home. And that's not a hyperbole. That was actually testimony to the Congress as they were looking into this breach. How do you trust somebody like that in the presidency?
Do you think the Democrats look past that because, like, you're trying to show Republicans and conservatives that they need to keep their eye on the ball? Do you think their people tell them to look past this email thing because if you just get her elected, we can bring that court to the left? I mean, they're probably
I think ultimately voters are going to look past all of these distractions and ask themselves the fundamental question. I mean, if you actually think the country's on the right track, if the economy is booming, as Hillary Clinton and the Democrats keep telling us that it is, if your health care costs have gone down and your selection of health care has gone up, as they promised it would under Obamacare, if you think the world is a safer place, then yeah, you want to vote for more of the same. You should be voting for Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. But if you think the country's on the wrong track, that the economy has been stagnating, that the world is growing much more dangerous, that your health care costs are skyrocketing, your choices are being more and more restricted, if that's what's going on in your life, then it's completely irrational to vote for Hillary Clinton. And it's just as irrational, by the way, to abstain from voting. You know, in parliamentary practice, an abstention is exactly the same as voting with the prevailing side.
I was going to ask you about
questions. This is a critical choice, and you're going to be making that choice one way or the other.
What do you say to the never-Trumpers who say, though, that if you elect Trump and things don't go well, then you've pretty much destroyed the Republican Party?
Yeah, but I look at the people that Donald Trump has around him. He's got many of Ronald Reagan's economic advisors. They're determined to follow Reagan's prescription for prosperity. I mean, think about it. When Reagan took office, people say, oh, well, this was the worst recession since the Depression. Wait a second. I remember a time at the end of the Carter administration when we had double-digit unemployment, double-digit inflation, interest rates approaching 20%. Ronald Reagan came into office with a very different prescription than the current administration. Remember what he said on inaugural day? He said, in this great economic crisis, government is not the solution to our problems. Government is the problem. He rolled back the tax and regulatory burdens that were crushing the economy. He produced one of the most prosperous eras in American history, and he wasn't the only one. John F. Kennedy pursued the same policies in the early 1960s with the same results. And by the way, what do you think his locker room conversations were like? So Trump is surrounding himself with Reagan's economic advisors. He's determined to follow that Reagan prescription for prosperity, and at the very same time, Hillary Clinton is pledged to do just the opposite. Where do you think those two roads lead?
Yeah, I look up on the Fox News screen, it'll say something like, Senator McCain, I can't vote for Trump or Clinton. And you've laid out this argument that there's a decision you're making if you don't do that. I mean,
there is no way to duck this question. If you don't vote, you're voting with the prevailing side. That's common parliamentary practice.
And yet, there's some people supposedly with greater minds than I that have gone down that path. Are they just shocked so much, or they feel that they're in a tight race where if they say they're sticking with him, they could lose their office? I mean, you understand politics. What is it that is causing these prominent Republicans, even the House Speaker, to pull this line?
I don't know. I can't read minds, but I think that it is very, very short-sighted, and the effect of their actions will follow us many, many years, probably decades, possibly generations into the future.
Yeah, and I should clarify, the Speaker more saying that he's just not going to campaign. He didn't say he wouldn't vote for him. It was McCain who said he wouldn't vote for either. But obviously the story's not finished yet. There's still time. And your message to voters is, hey, there's a big decision here.
Yeah, and they know what it is, and no politician and no pundit is going to convince them that the reality that they have lived these many years is different than what they've actually experienced. People know the condition of the economy. They know the condition of our country. They live with it every day, and there's a very simple question. Do you want to keep going down the road we've been on? Hillary Clinton does and has pledged to do so. Donald Trump wants to restore the Reagan principles that produced a period of profound economic expansion and American power around the world.
Congressman Tom McClintock, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
My pleasure.